under pressure as a leader. This is something that happens all of the time, and in this video we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why speaking under pressure is such a challenge for leaders. Why is it so hard for leaders to be able to do this? I'm going to share with you a few insights that will help you if this is something that you have been struggling with or did struggle with at some point in your career, or maybe you're at a point where you're trying to elevate in your career and in the roles that you are holding right now. Perhaps you're starting your own business. Maybe you're stepping into a public official type of role. Maybe you are transitioning to a C-suite executive type of role or some type of senior leader. This is something that is very, very common for people to struggle with. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit in this video today, why people struggle with speaking under pressure, and you're welcome to ask me any questions as it relates to this. This will be a short video today, but I will talk more about it probably tomorrow morning. This evening I will not be going live specifically because I have a couple things going on. Things may change. I may go live, but if not, I'm here to support you any way that I can. I want to say hello to Pratik Lakhar 1011. Hello, friend, and Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well today. Good to see you. I hope, Pratik, you have an absolutely amazing new year. You have a lot of things that you're working on. I know that we've talked about before, so I am hoping that things go well for you in the way that you want them to go this upcoming year. So why do people tend to struggle with speaking under pressure? I want to go over that and give you some insight so that if you're making these mistakes and you're struggling with it, I don't want you to struggle with it anymore. So Pratik Lakhar 1011 says, I'm doing good. Fantastic. I'm glad you're doing good, Pratik. That is amazing to hear, and I'm so excited for you this year. Now, the reasons why people tend to struggle as it relates to speaking under pressure is the number one reason why people struggle when they're speaking under pressure is they're not taught how to do it. They are not taught, how do you speak under pressure? What exactly does that mean? So that's really the first insight I would share with you, is that if you've never been taught how to manage really difficult conversations or potentially interviewing is definitely more of a pressure type of situation, or presenting to boards, etc. You have to learn. You have to learn, how do you do these type of situations? How can you adjust yourself if you are caught off guard and you're not exactly sure what to do or how to do it or when to say it, etc. There's just so many different things that you can do when you're in those very speaking type of under pressure situations, but you have to know how to do it. How do you do it? This is something that people really struggle with because they are not exactly sure how to speak under pressure specifically. They haven't been taught how to do it. The second insight I want to share with you in terms of speaking under pressure and why people tend to struggle with it and why it's so difficult is the fact that many times we simply are not aware of when a situation is going to go under pressure. Now, I talk about this a lot on my YouTube channel, specifically to help you start to understand and learn when situations may go under pressure, when you may notice any challenges coming up, and etc. There's several videos that talk about that, so you're welcome to learn more about that here on my channel. Just take a look at the live tab specifically. But sometimes people just do not know when the conversation or the situation is going to go under pressure. And that in itself can be a challenge. If you don't know what under pressure means, then how can you prepare for it? A couple of situations that I have seen happen, and for me personally, is when I've actually had conversations with team members or other people, and I've noticed that the conversation was going in maybe a more positive, happy direction, and then it suddenly transitioned into a negative direction. Those are the situations you have to be very, very mindful of and pay very close attention to, because that is when a pressure situation is about to happen. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had a situation come up for you specifically where you have found that you have been in a conversation or in a meeting where you were just completely just caught off guard. You didn't know exactly what to do, how to do it, because you just did not know the situation was going to go in that direction. As I mentioned, this has happened to me a couple of times, and over the years, over the past 20 years as a C-suite executive and a director and a manager, I have found that there's ways for you to determine this is going to be a pressure situation. You just have to figure out exactly what those cues are that indicate to you this is about to be a pressure situation. So these are a couple strategies I want to share with you specifically on today. Now, the other strategy or other insight I want to share with you, outside of sometimes people are simply not taught how to speak under pressure. And if you are struggling with this and you are a woman in leadership, you're welcome to reach out to me in a strategy session in the description below. Let's have a brief call about where you are and where you're trying to be. And then the other part of that I want to mention to you is if you're not in my direct audience, I provide executive coaching and one-on-one services to. That's okay. You're going to learn a lot of information here on my YouTube channel that will help you to be able to learn how to speak more confidently when you are under pressure. My third insight I want to share with you all very, very quickly as it relates to this. And we talked about individuals and leaders are not taught how to communicate under pressure, number one. Number two, we just don't know when these situations happen. When are we going under pressure? We sometimes will not know when this actually is taking place. And third, we just don't know what to say. And that comes back to training. And sometimes our nerves or our anxiety will get into play, especially when you're under pressure. Have you ever been under pressure and it just froze and you just didn't know what to say? You start to feel emotional about it. You start to feel really angry or confused. That is the third. You have to be able to control your emotions when you're under pressure. This is something many people struggle with, but if you can start thinking about speaking under pressure in these 3 ways that I shared with you today, it will be a great way for you to be able to put yourself in a situation where you can be more confident when you're speaking under pressure. Now, if this information was any bit helpful to you, feel free to like this video. It allows it to be viewed by more people here on YouTube, and it is something that is really helpful to other people that are leaders. If you are new to me, I appreciate you being here, and I want to say hello to Zohab Saqui. Welcome back, friend. Happy New Year. How are you doing today? Good to see you, and I appreciate your compliment there. But this is something that I really want to make sure that you all are very comfortable with as it relates to your goals and where you're trying to be at here very soon for 2026. I want you all to be in a position where you feel very confident communicating under pressure, and this is something that you are not struggling with as you may have struggled with it in 2026. So as I mentioned earlier, typically I go live Tuesday through Friday in the morning and the evening. This evening, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go live. I have a couple events going on this evening, so I may not be able to make it this evening, but I will be back tomorrow for sure on the regular schedule in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, and we'll have more time to help you be able to speak more confidently under pressure this year as a leader. This skill, I'm telling you, is something that will help you not only to accelerate your career growth, but it will actually help you to be able to generate more income as well. I have seen it happen. We had a viewer on the channel that received a promotion just by watching the content on my channel. So if the content on my channel is really resonating with you, feel free to subscribe here. And then also, if you are a woman in leadership, you're welcome to reach out and work with me. Let me help you be able to go to that next level in your career. So I will see you all either later this evening, or I may see you tomorrow morning, just depending on how things go. And I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.